Stand by to launch FanStream Sports.
3, 2, 1.
Let's start.
Hello, sports fans. Welcome to FanStream Sports.
What is up, golf fans? Welcome into From the Rough right here on FanStream Sports, coming at you on a Monday. It is a recap Monday. And as you can see by the picture on the screen, if you are indeed watching the live version of From the Rough, as I shrink myself, make myself bigger. So I don't know, which one of these do y'all like better on the video? I'm not sure. If you like the small screen like that, or do you like it when I go bigger like that? That's what she said. Anyway, however you like to watch your videos. I'm IndyCarTim, and as you can see from the screen here, I am solo today because Johnny is playing golf. He is in competition golf today. 36 holes of competition golf here on a Monday, if you can believe it. Good God, 36 holes in Springfield, Missouri in a section event for the PGA Midwest. And it's hot up there in Springfield, man. Everybody pray for Johnny today. All right, let's pray for Johnny that he's got all the Red Bull, all of the water. I told him to make sure he drank lots of seltzers. He is a big seltzer fan. Because why? Well, it's hot. You need to hydrate. You hydrate with water. There's water in seltzers. See? You just got to think creatively about how to keep yourself hydrated when you are out playing golf. Of course, water, nobody drinks water. Water's boring. Seltzers. There's water in seltzers. There's water in beer. Just hydrate the correct way. Like an adult, don't hydrate like a 12-year-old. Hydrate correctly with the seltzers. 36 holes, man, in the heat of Springfield, Missouri in the PGA Midwest sectional event. Pray for Johnny, y'all. That's all we're going to say. Just pray for Johnny. Big weekend in golf here as the 3M Open came down to a Sunday. Kitayama punctuated his dominant weekend with a second career victory, grabbing the 3M Open win up in the Twin Cities. It is his first win since 2023. He goes low with a 65 on Sunday, and good God, his weekend was just nuts. Talk about a well-deserved come-from-behind win. Kurt, he made the cut by just one stroke after Friday's round. Things not looking good for Kurt. But look, this is why we tell you, and really golfers, their mentality going into Friday is, look, if I can just make the cut, I might have a shot. This is your case in point right here. Kurt Kitayama makes the cut by one stroke on Friday. He then produced one of the best weekend performances of anybody on the tour this year to secure his second career win. He charged into a tie for third place on Saturday with an 11 under 60, matching the course record set Thursday by Adam Svensson. He then backed it up with a final round 65 to pull away from everybody in Minnesota. The win jumps him from 110th to 53rd in the FedEx Cup standings. He locks in a spot in the first playoff event at the St. Jude Classic and gives himself a great chance, really, of pushing into the top 50 that will qualify him for the BMW Championship and also secure himself a spot in all 8 signature events next season. And what do we say, boys and girls, about the signature events? Assuming we still have signature events in 2026. And again, let's all hold hands along with our silent prayer for Johnny. Let's all pray and pray hard that we don't have signature events in 2026. I know it's going to happen, but nobody wants that crap. We're all sick of that, right? Don't come at me if you're not. Everyone else If you are saying you are not sick of signature events, you are the only one. So you are the outlier, because nobody that loves golf, that loves the PGA Tour, like me, nobody wants signature events in 2026. It's bad for the game. It's not fun to watch on TV. It's never fun to split your league in half for an event. It's the most ridiculous and asinine premise I have ever heard of in my life, and it has to stop. It has to go away. There. That's the end of my signature event rant. Kurt Kitayama immediately picked up where he left off after his sensational Saturday. He scored a birdie on his first 3 holes of the day, including maybe stealing at least one shot, maybe 2, when he chipped in from the short side rough and had it drop in the hole. We've got this for you guys. Let's see how that looked and sounded.
Chin high.
Oh, that's the wrong one, obviously, because that's not a chip in. We want to go here. Yeah, suddenly he had a 2-shot lead, and he never looked back. And that shot, it didn't even look like he hit the ball cleanly. It did not look like a good shot, but it was all he needed. It was all he needed for that chip in, and he was well on his way. He added 2 more birdies on numbers 5 and 6 that gave him a 3-shot lead over the field that he never, ever, ever looked back on. For the second consecutive day, Kurt Kitayama broke 30 on the front 9, this time with a 6 under 30. And while he would finally drop a shot on the 11th, that was it. That was his lone blemish of the entire day, was on 11. It was another sensational ball striking round from Kurt Kitayama, who gained nearly 10 strokes on the field with his approach, as he hit an outrageous 6 different approach shots to within 6 feet on his round. That took away any stress that he might have had on the greens, and it might have taken away any thoughts that anybody had of getting anywhere close to him on the leaderboard, because it was not to be. But maybe Kurt's best shot of the day came on the par 4 14th, when he drove it into the fairway bunker off the tee while holding a 2-shot lead. And all he did was not panic. All he did was hit the shot of the day, in my opinion. And you got a little sneak preview of it a minute ago, but here you go. Look at that. Just incredible. Thanks to CBS Sports for both of those, footage on both of those shots. But yeah, Kurt Kitayama could do no wrong over the weekend. And what does it do? It puts him where we just talked about at the beginning of the show. He did have to deal with a little bit of that stress with the putter on the par 3 17th. He dropped his second shot of the day with a 3-putt bogey from 65 feet to fall back to 23 under. But thankfully, his 2 closest competitors who were playing in front of him were making a complete mess out of the par 5 18th. Sam Stevens found himself just 1 back of the lead, drove it into the rough, and then made things worse by laying up into the rough again. Jake Knapp, who we had as a possible winner of this thing, was 2 back of Kurt at the time. He hit an iron from the fairway that looked dead at the flagstick until it came up a yard short of the green and splashed down into the pond. Just not enough on that approach shot from Jake, or this podcast could be talking about something completely different. Might have had a playoff. Knapp might have caught Kitayama, especially as we saw Kurt drop that shot on the 17th. So you never know what would have happened, but just a foot, 2 feet short for Jake Knapp on that shot, and it just wasn't to be. Stevens found the rough for the 3rd time with his approach, and while he gave it a run at the hole, he had to settle for par, giving Kurt Kitayama another chance to breathe and close out a win with a par of his own. He made it interesting, firing his second into the right greenside bunker. He left himself a bunker shot off a downslope towards the water for his 3rd, but he got that out solidly with 17 feet and 2 putts necessary to close out the win. Kitayama is back in the winner's circle for the first time in 2 years. The PGA victory, his second PGA victory, turns around what's been kind of a hard year for him on the tour. He had just 2 top 10s coming into this week, but one sensational weekend later, the 32-year-old turned a season of struggle into one with a lot more promise. He's now into the playoffs. He secured his spot for the first playoff tournament we've got coming up. He could make it into the BMW with another solid performance. He's at 53 right now. You got to be inside the top 50 to qualify for the BMW. He's already into the St. Jude. And just, I mean, look what just one, really 2 great days of golf in the right spot of your season can do for you to get you into the playoff and to get you to keep playing golf here as we close out July, as we're going to close out, or we'll bring August into it here. But great day for Kurt Kitayama. Great 4 days of golf, I thought. You know, the 3M Open, meh. Like, who cares, right? Other than where it is on the calendar and what it means for the playoffs. But I thought just an incredible 4 days of golf here for a lot of guys. No winners on Johnny's card, no winners on my card. We're going to get into those a little bit later. We do have Johnny, before he teed off early this morning in Springfield, Missouri, at the sectional event up there, was kind enough to throw us a video to talk about his card, by the way, 4-0 in matchups this weekend. I hope you guys are following along with the matchups like you are with the picks, because that's really where the money's been made this year. But Johnny will join us via the miracle of recorded video towards the end of the show in our normal recap spot here for you. But I thought it was appropriate now we take a quick break. We will come back on the other side. We will talk about some of the other guys. I will give my weekly grades for everybody, how I thought they ended up and how I thought they played and the grade they deserve. If you disagree, that's great. Give anybody whatever the hell grade you want. I don't really care. These are my grades. I do whatever I want. We're brought to you, as always, by Orion Golf Management Solutions. Head over to oriongolf.com and take a look. If you own or manage a golf facility, whether it's a driving range, a country club, a municipal course, literally anything having to do with golf, Orion Golf Management Solutions can help you, whether they can help you manage staffing, events, F&B, catering, apparel, pro shop, whatever. They can help you with that, either doing it all for you or just helping you along the way. OrionGolf.com. Head over there and let them know that Tim sent you from the rough on FanStream Sports. Back after what? Back after this. Today's show is brought to you by Tom's Town, a premier craft distillery based in Kansas City, Missouri. Discover their award-winning lineup, including double oaked bourbon, botanical gin, and double grain vodka. Named the best craft vodka by the readers of USA Today. Available for online delivery in 40 states. Visit toms-town.com or their Kansas City distillery to explore more. Elevate your game with Tom's Town, where history meets innovation. Please enjoy responsibly. Hi, golfers. IndyCar Tim here. I want to talk to you a little bit about Golf Central Magazine. It's not just a golf magazine. It's the magazine for everything. Turf, travel, philanthropy, and lifestyle. Head over to golfcentralmag.com and check out the latest issue. Some of the regular features in Golf Central Magazine: the Golf Bachelorette of the Month, the Golf Bachelor of the Month, the Golf Cart Girl of the Month, Golf History, Grip It and Sip It. So head over to golfcentralmag.com. It's free. It's the magazine for everything: turf, travel, philanthropy, and lifestyle. Golf Central Magazine at golfcentralmag.com. We'll see you there.
Hello, folks. Let's talk a little bit about turf life. What is turf life? It's pretty much, if your life involves turf in any way, shape, or form, you live the turf life. Go ahead and brand yourself with the turf life. Maybe a back window decal, maybe a hat. You know where you can get those kinds of things? To showcase that your life revolves around sports and or anything that involves sports. If it's a sports business or sports education or just your enjoyment of the outdoors, head over to turflifeclub.com. Become a turf head. Join the club today. You can do that by going to that said website that I just told you to go to. You can snag your window decal like I was talking about, or any of your other turf life accessories. Show everybody that you live the turf life, and we'll see you there over there at that turflifeclub.com.
JP here for the Jeeves Law Group and my man Scott Jeeves. If you're going to hire an attorney, do you want some guy looking for a quick settlement and a quick buck, or do you want an attorney with some chops? Scott is a board-certified civil trial lawyer and a certified circuit court mediator. Been practicing in the Tampa Bay area for over 30 years. He is a peer-reviewed AV preeminent rated civil trial lawyer. They just don't hand out those classifications. He's been the lead class action counsel on many complex consumer protection cases and has handled hundreds of serious personal injury cases. He's dedicated his career to protecting injured victims and is committed to vigorously representing you. We're local, we're trusted, and we get results. Personal injury and personal attention. Call for a free case evaluation. That's 888-9-JEEVES. That's 888-9-JEEVES. The Jeeves Law Group.
Orion Golf Management Solutions. Orion Management Solutions has tailored its service packages just like it tailors its approach to customers. Some owners need more supervision, while others need periodic assessment of their short-term and long-term strategies and programs. Orion can be called in to develop a business plan with the existing staff, or we can assist with the daily management of a facility or event. Either way, we make sure the client is satisfied and understands the direction the facility needs to go in order to achieve the owner's goals. Orion Management Solutions can help with owner assistance service solutions, daily course management, business plan development, monthly operations, or as-needed consulting services. Whatever your need, Orion Golf Management Solutions can help. Check out oriongolf.com.
Let's go. Right now. Back to the show on FanStream Sports.
Welcome back to From the Rough right here on FanStream Sports. I'm IndyCarTim, live from the FanStream Sports Dallas studios on a hot Monday, or hot recap Monday. You know who else is hot? Kitayama. It's pretty hot. Wonder what he's doing on this Monday. Is he resting? Because that's gotta just like that weekend performance just gotta drain you, right? Emotionally and physically. Like, I know when you're good at golf, you play less of it. Like, that's the thing, right? Because fewer strokes, obviously. But man, just a come from behind win like that after narrowly making the cut on Friday, that's got to drain a guy. He's probably resting today. I have to give him a text later on, see what he's doing. Should have brought him on the show, huh? That would have been great. Thought we would go over some of the also rans. Obviously, Kitayama gets an A+ for his performance, especially over the weekend with a 60 and a 65, tying the course record from Adam Svensson on Thursday. By the way, what happened to Adam Svensson? Sort of fizzled after that Thursday performance. But yeah, you know what? That's okay. It happens in golf. Get guys that start strong and fade, and then you got guys that don't start strong that end up winning the tournament with a magnificent weekend. Your second place finisher at 22 under, Sam Stevens. He closed out his final round with kind of a, kind of a flurry with 5 birdies on the back 9, but he's going to be kicking himself over walking off the 18th with a par. A birdie there would have tied him with Kurt and applied some real stress for Kitayama coming in. But even with that one-shot lead, Kitayama made it an adventure down the stretch. Still, Stevens continued a terrific season with his 9th top 25 finish and 3rd top 10, moving inside the top 30 to the FedEx Cup standings at number 27 to create an inside track to the Tour Championship, where he'll have to deal with the likes of Shooter McGavin and Happy Gilmore. Just kidding. Hope you guys watched that movie. I got to watch me some Happy Gilmore. Maybe we'll talk about that here in a minute. What your thoughts on the Happy Gilmore 2 sequel that was released, 3 days ago now? Hope you watched it. We'll get into that. For Sam Stevens, I gave him an A-. I thought he played really, really well, continuing a pretty good season for him. Thought he missed some opportunities, but other than that, an A-. T3 at 21 under, Johnny had him on his card as one of the potential winners. Again, we'll get into that in a little bit. But Jake Knapp kind of continues to really knock on the door for a second PGA Tour win, but his bogey on the 18th is going to sting him for a long time. Just like Stevens, there are some long-term silver linings to review, and he's now inside the top 50 of the FedEx Cup standings at number 47. If he can stay there over the next 2 weeks, he'll get to the BMW Championship and lock in a spot for all 8 signature events next season, which is a big deal for anybody playing on tour, unless, as we pray, there are no signature events in 2026. I'm just saying. I'm going to continue to throw that out there. But all in all, I thought Jake Knapp had a pretty good week. I gave him a B+. Maybe the hottest guy on tour right now, not named Scotty Scheffler. Finished T10 at 18 under. Chris Gotterup. I think Chris kind of ran out of gas after 3 straight weeks of just massively impressive golf. He did not have his A game on Sunday, and he was only able to go 2 under with a 69. But it's still his 3rd straight top 10 finish on tour. It moves him into 20th in the FedEx Cup standings, giving him a great chance at making it to East Lake by the end of August. He's making a late run at the right time to not only get himself into all the big events next year, but to give the United States Ryder Cup captain Keegan Bradley plenty to think about, as he's got some players that he needs to pick for a kind of an important thing here in September in a couple of weeks. So I gave Chris a B. Again, I think he just kind of ran out of gas, and that's expected. It's happened to Scotty. It's happened to Rory. It happened to Tiger back in the day. Eventually, you just run out of gas when you're playing so well for so long. It happens. A guy I thought I had high hopes for coming into the week. If you listen to the Wednesday preview, I spoke very highly of him. He finished T12 at 17 under. That is Wyndham Clark. It was another solid week for him as he tries to climb out of a big hole that he dug himself into with some early season struggles. And then, of course, some destroyed lockers at Oakmont. He's up to 48th in the FedEx Cup standings with his 3rd straight finish in the top 12 and seems to have found something in his swing that's working for him. He looks way more comfortable than he did just a few weeks ago. He's going to have to keep those good vibes rolling. He'll play next week at his namesake tournament, the Wyndham Championship, as he tries to claw his way into the Tour Championship somehow. I gave Wyndham a B- for the week. Again, I had higher hopes for him than a T12. Not that there's anything wrong with the T12. I just thought for sure a top 10 finish was in store for him, but it was not to be. Another guy I'm grading this week at 16 under, finished T14. Thorbjorn Olesen. The final pairing had a disastrous Sunday. And by the back 9, you didn't even know who was in the final pairing. It disappeared from TV coverage. Olesen was at the top of the leaderboard Friday and Saturday. His hopes of becoming the first Danish winner on the PGA Tour quickly fell by the wayside with a 73. Making matters worse, it slipped him all the way back to T14. It kept him outside of the top 100, and he'll have to work at the Wyndham next week to secure his status for 2026. I gave Thorbjorn a big D. I don't usually give Ds. Sometimes I go from a C to an F, but I thought Thorbjorn was worthy of a D, maybe even a D+ here. Just not a good time for him to melt down on Saturday or on Sunday with that 73. So had hopes for him. Again, was not to be. Finally, the last guy on my grading card here finished at T25 at 14 under. Akshay Bhatia. He just seemed lost. He was lost on Sunday with his tee shots. Had no clue. He sprayed drivers left on the first 3 holes. That led to a pair of bogeys. He never got things back on track as he and Thorbjorn sort of fed off each other's mishaps, I think. I don't know if one was influencing the other or if it was just that group was just horribly unlucky in the final pairing, but we never saw shots from them on Sunday because it just wasn't pretty. They both played themselves out of contention very, very early. Akshay had made 7 bogeys in the final round to drop from T1 to T25. He went from having a great chance to get inside the top 30 to being on the bubble for a top 50 spot at number 44 in the FedEx Cup. I did give Akshay a big fat F. There was no excuse for that. I expect a little bit of that out of Thorbjorn. I do not expect that out of Akshay at all. That was just I don't know what was going on. I don't know if he hurt himself at some point, but both those guys were playing like they either didn't care, which we know isn't the case, or they were both hurt, or one of them was hurt and the other one had sympathy pains. I don't know. Treat it like a pregnancy, right? Like, man, I'm not sure at all, but it was ugly. Akshay is way better than that. A big fat F for you, Akshay Bhatia. But lots of fun things happening at the 2025 3M Open up in the Twin Cities. Let's take our second break. Come back, and let's get into Johnny's card. Let's get into my dartboard picks. Neither one of them were very pretty. But as Johnny will tell you, his matchups were really, really pretty. Today's show is always brought to you by Tom's Town Distilling Company in Kansas City, Missouri. Head over to toms-town.com. Get yourself set up for home delivery. Available in 40-plus states in the United States. You can get their great products, their vodka, their gin, their bourbon, delivered directly to your door. They've got a great line of seltzers. Not one of these fly-by-night seltzers. They've got some great seltzers on hand there. toms-town.com. They can deliver it directly to your door in most cases. Go online, check out to see if you're available for delivery there. toms-town.com. That's where I'm headed as soon as this show is over. That's a fact. I'm IndyCarTim. It's From the Rough. Back after this.
Hi, golfers. IndyCarTim here. I want to talk to you a little bit about Golf Central Magazine. It's not just a golf magazine. It's the magazine for everything. Turf, travel, philanthropy, and lifestyle. Head over to golfcentralmag.com and check out the latest issue. Some of the regular features in Golf Central Magazine: the Golf Bachelorette of the Month, the Golf Bachelor of the Month, the Golf Cart Girl of the Month, Golf History, Grip It and Sip It. So head over to golfcentralmag.com. It's free. It's the magazine for everything: turf, travel, philanthropy, and lifestyle. Golf Central Magazine at golfcentralmag.com. We'll see you there.
Today's show is brought to you by Tom's Town, a premier craft distillery based in Kansas City, Missouri. Discover their award-winning lineup, including double oaked bourbon, botanical gin, and double grain vodka, named the best craft vodka by the readers of USA Today. Available for online delivery in 40 states. Visit toms-town.com or their Kansas City distillery to explore more. Elevate your game with Tom's Town, where history meets innovation. Please enjoy responsibly.
JP here for the Jeeves Law Group and my man Scott Jeeves. If you're going to hire an attorney, do you want some guy looking for a quick settlement and a quick buck, or do you want an attorney with some chops? Scott is a board-certified civil trial lawyer and a certified circuit court mediator. Been practicing in the Tampa Bay area for over 30 years. He is a peer-reviewed AV preeminent-rated civil trial lawyer. They just don't hand out those classifications. He's been the lead class action counsel on many complex consumer protection cases and has handled hundreds of serious personal injury cases. He's dedicated his career to protecting injured victims and is committed to vigorously representing you. We're local, we're trusted, and we get results. Personal injury and personal attention. Call for a free case evaluation. That's 888-9-JEEVES. That's 888-9-JEEVES. The Jeeves Law Group.
Hello, folks. Let's talk a little bit about turf life. And what is turf life? It's pretty much if your life involves turf in any way, shape, or form, you live the turf life. Go ahead and brand yourself with the turf life. Maybe a back window decal, maybe a hat. You know where you can get those kinds of things to showcase that your life revolves around sports and or anything that involves sports. If it's a sports business or sports education or just your enjoyment of the outdoors, head over to turflifeclub.com. Become a turf head. Join the club today. You can do that by going to that said website that I just told you to go to. You can snag your window decal like I was talking about, or any of your other turf life accessories. Show everybody that you live the turf life, and we'll see you there over there at that turflifeclub.com.
Orion Golf Management Solutions. Orion Management Solutions has tailored its service packages just like it tailors its approach to customers. Some owners need more supervision, while others need periodic assessment of their short-term and long-term strategies and programs. Orion can be called in to develop a business plan with the existing staff
or we can assist with the daily management of a facility or event. Either way, we make sure the client is satisfied and understands the direction the facility needs to go in order to achieve the owner's goals. Orion Management Solutions can help with owner assistance service solutions, daily course management, business plan development, monthly operations, or as-needed consulting services. Whatever your need, Orion Golf Management Solutions can help. Check out oriongolf.com.
Let's go. Right now, back to the show on FanStream Sports.
Welcome back to From the Rough right here on FanStream Sports. I'm IndyCarTim. I'm solo today on a recap Monday for the 3M Open Championship. 3M Open Championship. The 3M Open, won, of course, by our good friend Kitayama, with just a massively dominant weekend. 60 and 65 on Saturday and Sunday. Good Lord. That's impressive. But yes, fun time had by all. Well, most. I won't say all. Most. We just talked about a couple of guys that didn't have the best time, especially over the weekend, especially on Sunday. Akshay Bhatia and Thorbjorn Olesen. But I promised a little short discussion on Happy Gilmore 2. So I hope you guys have had a chance to watch Happy Gilmore 2. Came out on the 25th on Netflix. I'm a huge Happy Gilmore fan. I watch that movie probably because it's on TV, right? Like all the time. Every time it's on and I run across it, I'll tune it on. I'll turn it in whether I'm actively watching TV or if I'm working and I have TV on in the background. If Happy Gilmore is on, it stays on. Same thing with Billy Madison. Both of the Grown Ups movies are two of my favorites. Most Adam Sandler movies I'm on board with. There's a few that I'm like, meh. But for the most part, I'm into Adam Sandler movies. I am not into any of them more than Grown Ups are my top two favorites. Either one, I'll pick them, just whatever. Either one, I love both of them. Happy Gilmore is a very strong third. And I was awaiting the release of this thing. I had a reminder in my phone. I had my Netflix reminder on. I had my Google Calendar reminder on. I had my Apple reminder calendar thing on. And I watched it. I don't know what time it was released on the 25th, like, I don't know, midnight or something, 8 a.m., 6 a.m. I don't know how that works, but I probably turned it on at about 11 a.m. And I watched it twice back to back. Yes, back to back. Watched them both. What was that, Friday, I guess it came out. And yeah, watched it back to back 2 times. And I will tell you, I'm not going to give things away here in case you haven't seen it. I'm not going to give spoilers here. I just thought it was done very, very well. Corny? Well, of course there were some parts of it that were extremely corny. Was any of it believable? No, it's not supposed to be a realistic golf movie. The first one wasn't either. If you're going to look at it that way, you're going to hate it. So don't even bother. If that's what you thought of the first one, then I can't watch it because there's not realistic. They'd never be paired together. He'd never make the pro tour. Look, that's not what it was about. All right. It was just a stupid, dumb sports movie. And I thought the second one paid tribute to the first one in the proper ways. You had all of the return people from the first one that are still alive because there's not a bunch of them left that came back. And it was kind of heartbreaking to hear an interview that Adam Sandler did after the release about Carl Weathers, who, of course, played Chubbs, who recently passed. Well, recently, I don't know, has it been a year now or whatever? But apparently Carl Weathers was important in this thing even getting done. Carl Weathers was one of the people that wanted to do it, that talked Adam Sandler into wanting to do it, and was involved in the early development of it. Was supposed to have a really big role in it again. And of course, passed away, I guess, during pre-production, or I'm sure they hadn't started filming it yet by then, but could not be a part of it. They ended up replacing his character with the character that played his son, the guy that played his son, who just had a very, very bit part in it. But it just makes you wonder what this thing could have been with Carl Weathers involved as heavily as he was supposed to have been from the beginning. But I thought they paid tribute to the original one very, very well. And again, without giving away any of the secrets here, giving no spoilers, one of my favorite scenes was the graveyard scene. After you see it, you'll know what I mean. where pretty much they paid tribute to every person that had been on the first movie that had passed away. And for some reason, all their characters were all buried in the same cemetery. It was really funny, including that old, the air conditioner lady from the nursing home that Happy Gilmore pushed out of the window that landed on that old lady at the nursing home. Yes, even she made an appearance kind of in the movie. But look, all in all, it was Happy Gilmore too. And it exceeded my expectations. Okay. You got to keep low expectations when you go into these things. And I thought it was great, man. I had no problem with it at all. Do I want to see another one? Probably not. And I'm sure he won't do a third, but, and by the way, for those of you that haven't seen it, just be prepared, because about 3 minutes in, it gets super, super dark. Super dark. Unexpectedly dark. Like 3 minutes into the movie. So, but it ends up working out really, really well. Yes, and I might have shed a little sports tear at the end of it because it got a little bit emotional at the end. Again, calling back to some stuff from the first movie. But look, out of my... let's see, how are we going to do a rating system on a golf show? We're going to do golf balls, 5 golf, or I guess 4 stars is the best they do on me. I don't know how to do ratings. Let's call it 4 golf balls is the best. I'm going to give it 4 golf balls. If 5 is your best, I'll give it 5 golf balls. Like, again, it's based on your expectations, and it exceeded mine. Therefore, I have to give it the full rating, whatever your rating system is. Did not disappoint at all. Like, I thought it was great, including their little made up history of Happy Gilmore after the end of the first movie and his career on the pro tour and everything. And just like some of the awards and accolades that he got. By the way, PGA Tour players and a couple of live guys, full participants in the movie, a lot of big name golfers in this, but guys like Rory, Bryson, Brooks, Scotty, especially. I thought Scotty Scheffler in this movie was amazing. I mean, incredibly amazing. All right, Scotty Scheffler punches a guy and goes to jail in the movie. Again, I'm not giving any away. It doesn't have to do with the plot necessarily, but for him to relive that, and then as he's getting arrested, he's like got his hands out. He's like, oh, not again. I just thought that was incredibly tremendous of Scotty Scheffler to make fun of himself in the arrest from last year. I just thought it was great, man. Again, I loved all of it. I thought it was great. You guys let me know what you thought of Happy Gilmore 2 at IndyCarTim across social media. If you're watching the video here on our YouTube channel, just leave me a comment underneath the video. Let me know what you thought of Happy Gilmore 2. Again, I thought it was great. Could not be happier with it. Exceeded expectations. 4 golf balls out of 4 for my Happy Gilmore review. Boys and girls, let's get into our picks from last week, or from last week. Again, my dartboard picks don't mean anything. They're just me being silly and being dumb, as I'm learning from Johnny, who's the professional handicapper, the guy that you actually make money from. Let's get our picks music going here, as we have to always play us some match game as we discuss our picks. And boys and girls, just throw up my picks first. I always pick a winner, a top 10, and a top 20 for the 3M Open. Not a great week for me. I had my buddy Max Homa with the win. He was never in contention. He was a 40-1 for the win. Finished T39. I had high hopes for Ricky Fowler as well in the top 10. Was not to be. He was plus 450. Great value for Ricky in the top 10. He ended up T28. And a guy who I put on my card in the top 20 because of his experience here, Thriston Lawrence, at plus 550 for a top 20. Johnny loved this pick, by the way, when we did the preview show on Wednesday. Absolutely loved this pick. But it was not to be. He ended up missing the cut with a big MC hammer. Can't touch this. That means he missed the cut. Not the greatest week for me, but it's not supposed to be a great week for me. Although Johnny and I did have a crossover with Ricky in the top 10, and that never ends up well for us at all. It's never fun. Johnny's card, I'll throw it up here before he gets into his video for you. We'll go backwards for him. Top 20, he had Cam Champ and Jackson Suber, the Tampa native, our buddy, friend of the show, Jackson. Jackson ended up missing the cut at plus 525. Cam Champ was T28 at plus 275. Johnny's top 10, he had Cashmere Keith Mitchell at plus 550. He missed the cut. Ricky Fowler, just like me, plus 450 for the top 10. Ended up T28. Johnny's ham sandwich, which is his long shot pick at 75-1. The great Bo Hostler. With a big MC hammer there, missed the cut. We talked about Jake Knapp a little bit earlier in the show at 35-1 as the winner. He ended up T3, just the closest of misses for Johnny with Jake Knapp. Michael Thorbjornsen at 30-1, also on Johnny's winners list. He T14'd. Not a bad day for Michael Thorbjornsen. And the biggest one that I questioned, and I do occasionally question Johnny's picks, even though he knows way more than me. There are times when I just raise the big question mark over my head, and I did so on Wednesday whenever he said Taylor Pendrith at 30-1 for the win. And I had to remind Johnny, that never works out for you when you pick one of the Taylors, either Taylor Montgomery or Taylor Pendrith. It never works out for you. And he says, nope, it's coming this time. Well, how did Taylor Pendrith do, Johnny? Well, he ended up T68. I mean, at least he made the cut, I guess. But that's Johnny's card for you. Now, Johnny did, of course, shoot a video for us. So let's go ahead and bring Johnny in and have him discuss, in his own words, his picks this week and how he did in his matchups. Johnny, take it away, sir.
Good morning, everybody. John Gerber here, co-host of From the Rough podcast on this Monday edition. Sorry again, I will not be on the show tonight as I am competing this week in Springfield, Missouri. But I want to give you a little recap of the 3M Championship. As most of you know, what a great event. I mean, coming into the final of this FedEx Cup season, one more event left this coming week at Wyndham, but a great 3M Championship. The golf course held up fantastic. And our prediction was correct in terms of how the golf course and how the players are going to play. The winning person was going to play one of the long hitters, but unfortunately we just didn't get the right long hitter as Kitayama just blissed the field on the weekend, making the cut on the number and just going crazy on the weekend. So congratulations to Kitayama. We did have Jake Knapp right there contending, had an opportunity to win, just couldn't get it done. His bulky putting on the weekend, if you look at his stats, the first 5 or 6 holes each day, just a little bulky putter. I thought he hit the ball extremely well. Coming in down the stretch on Sunday, hitting the ball in the water, making a bogey, but he had to. That's just what he had to do. He was trying to win the golf tournament. But we thought and we knew that the guy who was going to win the tournament was one of the long hitters on the PGA Tour, and Kitayama certainly fits that mold. So, hey, Jake Knapp there again this year on the PGA Tour, an opportunity to win. I think he's going to play well, continue to play well going into the FedEx Cup season. But unfortunately, no ticket, didn't cash a ticket, no top 10s, no top 20s, no winner. But we did go 4-0 on our matchups, 4-0 on our matchups to get us to 50, 10, and 5 for our matchups for the year. Unprecedented, 50 wins, 10 losses, and 5 ties. Unprecedented through the realm and through the world of handicapping events. Maybe I should just do matchups, but that's just not what we do. We have an opportunity to really make some great money in terms of overall winners, top 10s and top 20. And we're still on the positive side, losing 400 this week, but we still are plus $3,370 for the year. And again, like we said, 50, 10, and 5 in our matchups. But hey, we move on. Another great week. Like I said, the last tournament before the FedEx Cup playoffs this week at Wyndham. And looking forward to this week. Sorry I'm not on the show on a normal Monday recap. Tim's going to take it home for us today, as always. Always a great show when Tim does it solo, but looking forward to Wednesday to premiere the Wyndham Championship. Have a great day, guys. Thank you.
Well, I don't know about that, Johnny, if it's a better on it or if it's not a better show with me on it, to be honest with you. But I appreciate the sentiment. Just like I appreciate Johnny's winning picks and Johnny's winning matchups. Incredible record. 51 or 50, 10, and 5, I think is what he said on his matchups. That's why you guys got to follow the system. If you're not following, you're not winning. You got to play every week, regardless of it's $1, $5, $10, $100, $1,000 a bet. You have to play the system each and every week for it to work. Johnny's up 3,000 something units for the year. It's not one of his better years, but it's still in the plus. It's still in the positive, and his matchups have been phenomenal this season at 50, I believe 50, 10, and 5 is what he said he was. So you got to follow along, got to play the system. Johnny will have more of his picks as we preview the Wyndham, not the Wyndham Clark, the Wyndham Championship from Sedgefield Country Club in Greensboro, North Carolina. Your previous winner was Aaron Rye. He will be hoping to defend that title with that $8.2 million purse and 500 FedEx Cup points on the line up there in Greensboro. Johnny and I will be back on Wednesday to preview that with you, as well as Johnny's winning picks, some of the storylines, best bets going into the week, and I don't know, maybe some more Happy Gilmore talk. You guys make sure you go see or tune in. I guess you don't go see it because it's on Netflix. Go watch Happy Gilmore 2, and I want to hear from everybody about what you thought of it. Just find me on social media, on X, on Facebook, or the comment section right here on FanStream Sports Dallas and the Golf Show. Let me know what you thought about Happy Gilmore 2, because I thought it was awesome. Awesome. If you disagree, you're wrong. But that's okay. Hey, we can't all be right like me each and every week. I am IndyCarTim. That's going to do it for us on From the Rough right now. Again, Johnny and I will be back on Wednesday to preview the Wyndham and talk some Happy Gilmore. Appreciate you guys tuning in. Special thanks to Orion Golf, Tomstown, Golf Central Magazine, and Turf Life at turflifeclub.com. We'll be back with more golf talk and more nonsensical idiocracy on From the Rough on Wednesday right here on FanStream Sports. Until then, boys and girls, y'all keep hitting them straight.